Good morning, everybody. This is Dear Mama Sal on a very hazy Monday morning. Not 100% sure whether the haze is from the smoke that has come down from the interior of British Columbia, where they've got a lot of, what do you call them, forest fires going on at the moment. Yesterday was amazing how much smoke there was all the way down here. It was like all the smoke had got sucked down into southern British Columbia. And for those of you who watched the women's soccer, yay, well done USA, it was amazing. You could see when the reporters were doing their reports from outside of the stadium, you could see that it was like a blanket of, looked like smog, but it was actually smoke behind them. Amazing that the smoke could carry so far and still be so dense. Makes you wonder how bad it really is at the source. I'm hoping you all had a great weekend. I hope that you looked at life as you experienced it. And I think that is what I'd like to talk about today, which is looking. Sometimes we go through life on autopilot. We don't think about what's going on. And what I'd really like you to do is to look a little bit more. And instead of going, why me, you go, well, hang on a second. What am I doing, if anything, to create this? Part of what I was looking at was, as some of you know, over the last week, just under a week ago, I bought myself a new fitness watch. And I was horrified that they said that for my age, they recommended that I do 8,000 steps a day. Well, I knew I was not capable of doing that. Well, I'm not saying ever. I'm just saying at the stage that I was at, I knew I am in a slob mode. And so being a slob, you know, you can't go from 0 to 8,000 in a heartbeat. So I started, as some of you know, I like to do things by achievable goals because that builds my confidence and it builds my self-esteem. And I really recommend that, by the way. If you're not achieving the goals you want to achieve, you're probably setting them higher than you can achieve with a bit of a push. Now, some people I know, and I'd have to include Benji amongst these, that the higher he sets his goals, the more motivated he is. So that's why Benji does incredible things, because he actually does not get despondent. Having a very high goal for him is motivation. However, some of us get put off by the overly high goal, different personalities. And I know from years of having staff and working with people that you've got to understand what makes people tick, if you like. What is it that encourages you as opposed to demotivates you? And I've seen as many people demotivated by a high goal as I've seen them motivated. So let's talk to the side of people who get demotivated by a very high goal. So what I did was I wanted to encourage myself to walk more. I did not want to encourage myself to feel worse about my state of affairs, right? That would not be what I was going for. It would be counterproductive to why I bought the fitness watch. So what I did was say, okay, fine, let's start at something that is achievable for me. But even still was a bit of a struggle, which was 3,000 steps the first day. I don't mind telling you, it really was quite a push. Now, yesterday, much to my amazement, I managed to get it up to 6,000. And this is in under a week. So do you think that I have already started to retrain my brain? And what I found was it's really interesting what you can do to actually build up those walking moments, if you like. All right, let's try and take a think about this one for a second. I had not realized, for example, that I walk as much as I do when I'm cooking. So cooking is a good thing for me to do. It keeps me active. And then what I did, as some of you were quite amused when I talked about it, was I put all my different cooking areas in different places. Instead of making it convenient, which we normally do, right? You want to try and chop up things here so you can just move here and move there without actually moving where you are. Well, I did the opposite. I was chopping in one place where I'd have to literally take 2 steps to get back to the sink. Clever. Because if you think about it, every new thing I was chopping just about, I was taking another 4 or 5 steps. Those add up. Those really add up. And instead of bringing all the wash up at one time, I did it in 3 loads. Why? Because I'm stupid? No. Because that meant 3 times I had to go up and down the stairs, more steps. And there is no doubt in my mind that being a YouTuber, you spend an awful lot of time sitting and editing or lying and editing, depending on which way you do it. And so what I decided was I needed a new plan on how I was going to do this. When push came to shove, I managed to double the amount of steps I did in less than a week. So I'm very, very happy with myself for that. Very happy. The other thing that I am really happy with, and Manon, I'm still challenging you on this bedroom thing. Manon, just so that you know, if you listen to this, I've kept my bedroom tidy now I'm going into my 3rd week. Now, it's not cleaned out totally by any matter of means, but it is tidy. So the number one thing that I did, which is just get the space tidy, get everything off the floor, clean the floor, whatever sort of floor you've got, clean the floor, and then work really hard at keeping it clean. And I really had to smile because each time I look at the room and I go, is everything in its place? And I'm trying to do that as part of my exercise now, which is okay. If you get up and go and put that away, it's a few more steps. Keep doing a few more steps. So what I'm trying to do is get all these things going in the same direction. I'm looking for reasons to do this right. Now the joke is, I've put on weight. I know what some of you are saying because some of you are so kind. Some of you are saying, Sal, you're building muscle from the walking that you were doing. And then some of you saw my stuffed burger yesterday and are probably wondering, that could be counterproductive. So when you look at it from both sides, who knows? Now, to be fair, at the weekends, I really do vlog what I call my unhealthy meals. And it suddenly struck me that you guys must think I eat like that. Well, no, you've probably seen some of my Facebook stuff where I'm eating healthily. But the good news was, as well, is that if any of you noticed the plate when we took a picture of it, oh no, it wasn't on that particular plate, but what we normally do, we'd actually finish the salad side. We literally had half a plate filled up with salad. So we all had half a salad before we had the burger, which was, it wasn't like we were also eating potato salad or other stuff. The only unhealthy thing we had was the burger. And if you noticed, the burger buns were not the very big Kaiser ones, they were just the regular small ones. But that burger was good. For those of you who haven't seen the video, I tried a gizmo that helps you make stuffed burgers. I had never had a stuffed burger in my life. I will be having one again. And again. And again. Okay, let me try and explain this. There is something about, first of all, you can do the equivalent of a stuffed burger just by putting fancy stuff in the mix when you're mixing up the burger meat. But there's something about biting into it and then releasing the cheese and the onion flavors and the bacon all together. That is just like, wow. Whereas normally you've got a little bit of it here and there in the mix, right? But this, when you actually bite into it, you've got this solid hit of bacon, cheese, fried onion. Oh gosh, it was delectable. It really, I mean, I can't tell you how good that was. And all I could keep thinking about was, gosh, what else can I put in here that would make it really interesting? And for me, I was thinking, gosh, I would really love to try it with like cream cheese and seafood or something, just to give it a totally different mix. I don't know. We'll try. Because I got a feeling everybody in my household is going to want exactly what I did yesterday. So yet again, I am looking at fun ways to experiment with food. As you know, I really don't consider myself a cook, but I do like to play. You all know that one. You know, there are times when I wonder. Rush hour traffic, and suddenly they put 3 little pylons, you know, some of those plastic things, 3 pylons in the middle of the road. No warning, so everybody swerved, and you had to sort of, you know, you hadn't got any choice because you didn't have time to see it coming, sort of thing. I was blessed there was nothing on my right, because I might have had an exchange of paintwork. Scary. Okay, so looking for opportunities to be happy would be one thing I would recommend for today. Looking not to blame the world is something I would recommend for today. Looking to be amused by yourself would be definitely something I would recommend for today. For those of you who are wanting to know how many steps does what, I was just trying to think. That in itself is a problem. Just hold on. Okay, so I'm on my way to work today, and I've already done 1,281 steps. Difficult to believe. Let me think, what have I done? I got up, went to the bathroom, went to the kitchen, made breakfast. No, made lunch. Went back, put my makeup on, and went to the car. 1,200 steps just doing that. You see, what they say is keep moving. Right? Don't get too comfortable on that couch, or in bed, or on your bed. Now, I've got a difficult situation because I sit on my bed to do my editing. And you're saying, well, don't do that. And I'm going, yes, because I multitask when I do my editing. I'm listening to the news, or I'm watching a movie, or doing something else while I edit. So I need to be in a place where I can do that very easily, to do the multitasking. But what I'm looking for now is, you know, get up, get up, get up, get up, all the time. Every time I finish that bit of the edit, I'm going, okay, get up, go do something. And the fun thing is, get up and just go clean one thing. It works really well. So I'd like you to look today. I'd like you to be looking for reasons to make people smile. Looking for opportunities to say something nice to somebody. Looking for opportunities to not defend everything. When somebody attacks you verbally, you don't have to defend. I know it's our automatic reaction, but I think what is maturity in thought is our ability to hear the attack and just realize it is their opinion. It has absolutely nothing to do with you, unless it does. And if you listen to it and you go, you know something, that's true, then at least have the character to say some. So, I'm going to sneeze. No, that was a cough sneeze. I'm very good at that. People tell me that all the time. So, have the maturity to own up to your stuff. So I'm looking for reasons to thank you guys, as usual. And without a doubt, you see, if I were not doing Dear Mama Sal, I would not have nearly as much fun at the weekend playing with food and experimenting with things like the burger press, stuffed burger press. So big thank you, guys. I mean, you give me a whole new reason to play with gizmos and to do these experiments. Now, I do need to say, as I think I said when I was doing the video, it's very possible to do exactly what I did without having a burger press or whatever. And I'm pretty sure somebody's going to say to me, Sal, if you had put egg on the edges, the burgers would have sealed better. Yeah, I think I overfilled them as well. Oh, it did look good though. All right, so thank you all so much. If you are not a subscriber, please click on the link above there. That just runs the whole time. Just click on there and it'll take you straight to a tab. It'll actually open it in a separate window, so you can just carry on listening and go to it later. And if you enjoy a little bit of wisdom from your day, then we're very happy to have you on board. For those of you who are regulars, thank you so much. And for those of you who help people on the Dear Mama Sal network, you know you have my constant thank yous. I know it's not always easy, and sometimes people just fight with people and things happen, and I just ask you to be gracious enough to know that some people are going through some pretty tough stuff, and some people just are very opinionated and don't realize that they're doing damage with that. Now, as somebody who has some pretty strong opinions, I totally relate to that. Because I'm looking for, wait a minute, where's the mirror there? So, but you know, is it worth it? Is it worth it to really defend to that degree? So here's what I would ask you, is look for reasons to forgive. This is Dear Mama Sal saying thank you so much for being there. My life would be very lonely if I didn't have somebody to talk to. I'd just be sitting here talking to myself. This is Dear Mama Sal saying bye-bye for now.